All right, I think we're good to go. All right, not going to wait for people to jump on. Let's just get started. What's up, everybody? Jameson here. So, there were a few things that happened yesterday that led to me going live today. First, I made a post all over social media demanding that Greg Abbott use both Article 4, Section 4 and Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3 of the United States Constitution to declare an invasion along our southern border. Now, please understand that I'm in no way saying that what happened next is because of me or because I'm some big shot, because I'm not. I'm just a regular guy. I'm nothing special. But nonetheless, hours later, I saw a tweet from Don Huffines that said, "Great to see Abbott finally taking my advice and declaring an invasion on our Texas border." Now, Don was quote tweeting Brad Johnson, okay, who's a reporter with the Texan, and his tweet read, "Greg Abbott cites Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution to declare an invasion on the southern border in his new EO, directing at Texas DPS to apprehend illegal immigrants who illegally cross the border between ports of entry and return them to the border." Okay. I then saw Abbott's tweet, and that led to the second thing that I did. I shared Abbott's tweet yesterday because, like all of you, I was shocked and I actually got pretty excited. So if you're asking yourself why Abbott all of a sudden cares about securing our border, I can assure you he doesn't. But the reason Abbott signed this executive order, I believe, has to do with something that happened back on Tuesday that many of you probably weren't even aware of, where Kenny County Judge Tully Shahan was joined by other elected officials from along the Texas border and officially declared an invasion in the absence of federal and state assets here in Texas. So in other words, they're doing what Abbott refuses to do. So again, I can imagine, or you can imagine my utter shock when I first read Don Huffines' tweet. Well, I need to apologize because I didn't do my due diligence or actually read the executive order that Abbott put out. I made a mistake, and I own that. That's on me. But that led to the third thing that I did, which was share with all of you that Abbott played us. And that's why I'm live on here with all of you today. So let's get into this. So yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, Greg Abbott played many of us like a fiddle. He put out this executive order that cited Article 4, Section 4, which not only guarantees every state a Republican form of government, not a Democratic one. Sorry, just wanted to throw that one out there. But it guarantees us a Republican form of government. But it also recognizes the federal government's responsibility to protect each state from an invasion. And for those of you that don't think illegals crossing our borders count as an invasion, think about this. Last year, we saw over 1.7 million illegals cross our border, and they expect that number to reach 2.1 million this year. 2.1 million illegal aliens, many of which are cartels trafficking women, children, and drugs, not to mention destroying our economy, taking our jobs, and spitting in the face of every single legal immigrant that's busted their butt, paid their dues, and came over here legally. You know, immigration without assimilation is an invasion. It will destroy our culture in America from the inside out. The left knows this, and it's why Biden is intentionally keeping our borders open. So Abbott kind of addresses this by citing Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution. You know, he's at least sort of admitting Biden's failure in securing our borders when he says here, whereas President Biden's border crisis hit a new record in May 2022, and his reckless refusal to secure the border will provide material support to the cartels, allow them to smuggle more dangerous people, drugs, and weapons into Texas, and embolden cartel gunmen to continue shooting at state and federal officials. And then he cites Article 1, Section 10, after stating that we as a state of Texas are being forced to deploy state military forces. Sounds great, right? I mean, it sounds like he's finally doing the right thing to secure our Texas southern border. But then you keep reading, and illegal immigrants will be returned to the border at a port of entry. To the border, not across the border. Now, why is this important? Because once illegals arrive at the port of entry, Customs and Border Protection will then transport them to a processing center to get them processed faster. And after they're processed, they'll be released back into the general population. So in other words, Greg Abbott is using Texas taxpayer dollars to do what Joe Biden is already doing, to put illegals on the streets of Texas and America a lot quicker. You know, I like the way that Walter West put it yesterday. Abbott is using Texas taxpayer money to get illegals paid quicker. Abbott is using Texas taxpayer money to put them on buses quicker. Abbott is using Texas taxpayer dollars to put them in your schools quicker. You know, let's go ahead and hear what Walter had to say.
You know, this is what put the National Guardsman that died earlier in the year. This is what put him at death's door, was because he was actually trying to do his job, which was help rescue the people that were smuggling drugs into the country. They physically were smuggling drugs that has been produced in there. At this point, Greg Abbott is just doing a Republican version of Beto O'Rourke. So unless people get smart and stop congratulating this moron, you know, Kinney County did the right thing. They declared an invasion, and they have the right to kick the state police out of their county. They have the right to make sure that they return the illegals that come through Kinney County to the port of entry, and they can let them walk across. But the National Guard is not going to do that. The National Guard is going to drop them off at the port of entry. They're going to set up cooling stations, tents, the whole bit, and they're going to wait for buses to take them to all of those areas that Joe Biden has been renting and that he is leasing out on farmland. That is what you guys are fixing to physically see happen. The governor of the state of Texas is now making it easier for illegals to get processed and released into the United States of America, instead of actually stopping and repelling the invasion that's going on. He is physically treating Texans like they're stupid. So bottom line, don't believe the governor, the executive order that just came out, that it's going to do anything other than speed up the process and waste Texas taxpayer dollars doing it.
You want to know the primary difference between Abbott and Beto? We'll lose our liberty with both. We'll just lose it a little bit faster under Beto. Now, don't get me wrong, I can't stand Beto. But we can't keep Texas red by continuing to vote for rhinos like Greg Abbott. But Jameson, sometimes we have to vote for the lesser of two evils. Oh, so you justify voting for evil, huh? And how's that been working out for you? You know, I put contact information for Greg Abbott's office in the description of this video. I highly recommend flooding his office with calls and emails. demanding that he do the right thing and declare an invasion. Speaking of rhinos, Dan Crenshaw sure has been awfully quiet about the goings on of this week. Wonder why that is. Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and jump off